All right. Happy Wednesday, YouTube subscribers and watchers. Duke got attacked by a snake about 2 nights ago, copperhead, and he's doing much better. So he's kind of back to his normal self. He's got a little swelling, Duke, in his left jowl and his neck. So the night he was attacked, his whole face and neck swelled up real bad. So we took off his collars. He had a normal collar and a flea and tick collar. So those are off and still off. We're getting ready to make a trip into town. I have 3 empty gas cans. One was still had about a quarter of a tank. So I went ahead and put it in my truck. But then I was thinking about it. I'm still coming back with full 5 gallons and a truck tank. So I guess that was kind of a waste of time to put it in my truck. So next time I won't do that. I'm bringing this generator with us because we might get a special treat when we go into town to Poplar Bluff if the Harbor Freight has what I'm looking for. We've loaded up a bunch of garbage from the garbage pile over here because garbage man comes on Friday morning, and I don't know if I'll be going to town tomorrow on Thursday, so I'm going to dump off a bunch of garbage there. There was old paint cans, this vase, a grill I guess broke or something, so there was just extra parts there. These buckets are all cracked and brittle. They've been in the sun too long. The normal trash from the house, and then my cement bags from work yesterday. So that's all going to go to the garbage. Before we go, I am putting Duke inside the truck. Up. So earlier this morning I was walking around the camper, and there was little tiny ants like trying to get in this window here. There was some around this windowsill and the door. So I already took this Hot Shot pest killer and sprayed all the high spots on the camper. When I was in town a couple days ago, I bought some ant killer specifically for lawn and garden. So now that I have Duke locked in the truck and I know we're going to go to town, and that's going to take a couple hours, I am going to go ahead and put out this ant flea tick killer. I specifically got it for the ant killer, but it also kills fleas and ticks. So I broke out my electric spreader here. This is good for like fertilizers or bug killers and stuff, and I got this specifically when I was gonna put tick killer out when I first moved to this property. This makes it so much easier to spread everything. So I'm going to set up the camera. I'm going to sprinkle this all around the storage shed, the camper, and the seating areas over there. So I'm going to pause this, set it up for a distant view, and then I'll record again. Alright, we're set up in the shade. You should be able to see most of what I'm doing and get the general gist of it. I'll probably speed this up when I put it on. thing works so good. It just spreads it everywhere. It's got an adjustment. You can adjust how much comes out and the spread. So, makes life much easier. All right, that's a wrap here. Surprise thunderstorm. This is the rain I've been waiting for. It's coming down real hard. So we'll see how bad my roads are trying to get up a wet, soggy river road. All right. I'm on my road and I can see firsthand how much of a river it is in the rain. So this is good. I'm going to learn and watch where all the water flows, even though I can probably tell from the ruts. But this is very bumpy road. I'm going to have to pause or stop recording so that I can actually pay attention to the road and drive, but it's hard to see with my wipers going and the shakiness, but it's pretty wet out. Alright, this is one of my first road maintenance areas that I tried to channel the water this way. It looks like a lot of water did go that way, but there's a big puddle sitting here. So I did good right here, but it looks like this might be lower and it's not quite going that way. But the whole thing itself has held up pretty good right now in the heavy rain. So this is the first one. I'm going to stop before each one on my way down. The cement, I guess, is holding. Yeah, that's pretty compact there. So I think we're doing good. Hopefully the water's channeling that way. I need to dig a bigger ditch over here so that this water can drain. This is supposed to slow the water down that's going downhill, but I can see it trickling here into this puddle. Rather than going this way, it's going up over my hill. So I got to do some maintenance on this guy. But this is number one. We'll record it number two. Alright, this is spot two, where I dug that big deep trench, and I can clearly see water is flowing down this way, which is exactly what I want. It's not going down my road, it's going to this trench over here. So this one is working really good. I still have backfill to do behind it from all the other rain damage and stuff, but this one is working pretty good. So that's number two. We'll go to number three. Alright, now we're at, whoa, that was slippery mud. I almost fell. Alright, we're at number three. This one's looking really good. I think our first two are working so good that the water's not just running down the road, barely even getting to this one. This one's holding up real good. All right, that is great. My last tricky spot is down there further where it's kind of clay material and it likes to slide me down the road. I didn't do any concrete or gravel down there, so that one I keep my fingers crossed driving over. But the first two berms, watersheds, water bars look really good. That's it for this video though. Alright, we are back at home and we got a bunch of supplies in town. The special surprise was not the rain, which was a nice special surprise. I wasn't counting on that one. But we have another special surprise if the rain holds off. So, we were at Home Depot today, and last time we were there, we loaded up on cement and a bunch of big supplies. So this time, I filled all the gas tanks while in town, got 10 cinder blocks. I brought my generator specifically to power this. This was the special surprise. It might still happen if the rain holds off, but this is a Hercules breaker hammer. So there's some big rocks in my road that I took the breaker bar and slammed that many times against it, and it really didn't do anything other than vibrate my hands really bad. So we're going to try this with the generator. First I got to clear out these gas cans, put in some gas saver in there, clear out all my cinder blocks. I got a bunch of 5-gallon buckets for hauling gravel, and I got some just little pavers, because you would be surprised how many things are unlevel around here, and it's just nice to have little pavers to shove under things. Like, this is my grill, which is almost level but not quite. But you can see here I put a piece of wood under that one, a piece of wood and a rock under that one, just a rock under that back leg. So with these little pavers, I can level things out better. And under this stack of cinder blocks there are some other bigger pavers specifically bought for the generator. And there's one bag of self-leveling concrete, which is like $33, whereas a regular bag of concrete is $8. So I only got one bag and I'm going to use it sparingly. But I got these 5-gallon buckets. I bought a mixer to mix the self-leveling concrete. It's over here somewhere. But my plan is to make some level pads for the generator, the grill, and just maybe some other things. To have level pad is always nice. So I'm going to go ahead and unload this stuff. I'm going to set up the camera so you can watch, and I'll just fast forward or time lapse it. fuel stabilizer, 2 ounces for every 5 gallons. For the fuel stabilizer, tells you on the label how many ounces per gallon. So it's 1 ounce for every 2.5 gallons. These are 5-gallon jugs. So all I do is I squeeze this and it puts in up to 1 ounce at a time. And that's why you see me doing 2 on every 5-gallon jug I got. So slowly I've been going through my gas cans that I have and using the old gas, and whenever I put in new gas I put in the fuel stabilizer. So just trying to get in the habit of that. So that is the unload. We got our rock breaker Hercules from Harbor Freight. We got an extra wide bit. It comes with a pointed bit, but I don't know if I'll need a wider bit to break things, but I was there, so I got one. Truck now has room for cement, buckets for gravel. The water tank is still in there, and I'll probably keep it in until my road work's done. These are the little pavers. There's 20 of those that I just got to put under things to make things level. These are the bigger pavers that I can also make things level with, but they might come in handy for a project with these bigger cinder blocks, leveling my camper. Because right now it is sitting very precariously on 2 jacks that are really high, and the wheels aren't even on the ground, so I don't think those stabilizers are supposed to support the weight of the camper. So got more 5-gallon buckets because I imagine I'll be moving a lot of gravel into potholes and stuff, so can never have too many of those. And then I just put my self-leveling concrete. That is really expensive stuff, so I put it on top of the other concrete here. I'm going to pull the tarp over it to keep it dry, but that one I got the paddle bit that I put in my drill and mix it in a 5-gallon bucket and just pour it on the ground, and it should level itself. So, and it's fast drying, so it's rapid set. So I will use that sparingly, probably for a pad for my grill and a pad for the generator. But I think I'm gonna try out this rock breaker here, so I'll set up the camera and maybe we'll do an unboxing and stuff, but it looks like it's gonna rain again. So stopping the video here for now. Alright, we made it to the top of the hill. It's still misting just a little bit, but no heavy rain. But today's special treat is the unboxing of the rock breaker, the Hercules rock breaker from Harbor Freight. So I'll set you back and let you watch. Whoa, that's fancy. It's got its own case. It's got a zip tie. Got 2 zip ties. Alright, well, I'm really glad I bought an extra bit because it was supposed to come with one. And you can see here, all I got was a couple warning labels. A bag of extra parts, which I'll have to read up what those are for. And some professional grease. But there's no bit. It's a very good thing I bought this today. That would have been very disappointing. Alright, that's the unboxing. We've put in the new bit, which it did not come with one. And there's one way that it goes in. There's a cutout piece that goes on the bottom. So it can't fit in the other ways, or you can't lock it down. I just tightened the handle so that shouldn't slip around. And now we are going to tackle this rock here. Every time I drive over it, well, it doesn't look that bad. And this one isn't that bad. Maybe we will tackle this. This one sticks way up. This is the one I tried the breaker bar on. You can see the little chip marks. All it did was take off the moss. So, and this is part of a... Move, go. This one is part of a much bigger rock over here, so that's why it's pretty sturdy. So, I'm going to tackle this guy first. And you get to watch. But first, I have to bring my generator over here, my power cable, and all that. So, you get to watch that. The jackhammer weighs just as much as the generator with a full tank of gas. And on my way up the hill, we passed the really slippery spot and got about 1/4 of the way up the hill before I was like, maybe I should bring an extension cord. So I walked back down the slippery, muddy hill in flip-flops. And that part of the road does need some cement for traction because it was pretty slippery. But we got the generator, got the rock breaker, and an extension cord. So I think we're gonna make quick progress with this rock. I don't think there will be anything left in a short amount of time. Okay, there's Duke. He's following me. Duke's feeling much better. He got bit by a snake 2 nights back, and his face was swollen. He was lethargic, but now he's kind of back to normal, so that's really good. I was pretty scared. All right, I think you can see everything from there. That's the big rock I'm going to be tackling. All right. Couple quick lessons learned. This is something that I should not be in flip-flops, and I should have eyeglasses for. It throws sparks. But in that short amount of time, I was able to chip this whole thing right off the top. I chipped this one, that one, this one, and another big one right here. So all that rock was on top of here, making this a high point. Now it's not so high. And I got some free gravel. Turning off the generator so you can hear me. I'm happy with that. There is an art to this. Don't just go straight up and down. You want to kind of go at an angle and chip off big pieces. That seemed to work better. Took me a little while to figure that out, but this rock is looking much better now. I'm happy to drive over this. And we take the little pieces, the big little pieces that I did chip off, and you put it on this side of the rock, and it kind of works as a ramp to go over this. There we go. You can't ask for much more than that. I probably will come back with some real shoes and safety glasses and do some more work, but so far I'm impressed. Duke's pretty scared of it. He ran away. Duke, come here. doesn't like loud noises. Good boy, it's okay. So, that's a wrap for today. I'm going to pack everything up. I guess I really didn't need the extension cord. This cord is probably maybe 10 feet long, so it would have worked if I hadn't brought the extension cord, but if I'm going to be doing multiple rocks on a road, that extension cord will help. So I will keep that extension cord with the generator in the back of my truck. But that's it for this video. End of another Wednesday, and we got some surprise rain that I will include in this video too.